No. Okay, and we're live. Hello and welcome to the VX Art Tournament 2021. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're coming in on Facebook or Instagram or watching this a bit later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Firstly, I would like to introduce our amazing judging panel. Andy Khan, who has worked at Netflix and Cartoon Network and, got his fingers currently in Code 8 Part 2. On Netflix. Definitely check that out. He's got an amazing portfolio. Do jump over to his Instagram and see his storyboarding skills. Next, we have Jamie Boardmax. She is the founder of Black Girl Nerds. Head over to blackgirlnerds.com where you can see all of their information and the amazing things they're doing over there. She tells me that she's got a book coming out called We Are the Babysitters Club. That's such an interesting title. And we can get into it like as we go into this, but we've also got Limi Goyoku, who is a veteran artist who also has music works. He will jump in as soon as he can. He's gonna ghost write this in and out. So if you do see his face, holla, send us a thumbs up, comment, and let us know how we're doing. Give us your thoughts, feedback as we go through this. Andy, Jamie, I don't know if you want to say a few words before we begin.
No, thanks for allowing me to be part of this. I'm excited to see all the amazing work people are doing. So it's gonna be a fun one.
Likewise, I'm glad to have been invited to this. I'm really excited to see all of this great artwork, and thank you for inviting me again. This is exciting.
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for giving us your very precious time. I would also like to give a very big thank you to our media partners, Squid Mag, Black Girl Nerds, obviously, and Comic-Con Africa for hosting us on all their platforms. So we can just dive straight in. So there have been amazing entries coming through. So I'm just going to scroll through. We can talk about it. You give me your feedback, and we just talk through what makes these great, what makes these emotive, and what really says resilience about them. So number one, very on the note, the title, The Resilient One. This is a piece from Nigeria from a Daniel. I don't know how everyone feels about this. We can just like have quick chats about it. No need to be, formal or empirical. I don't know if you want me to go first to like set the tone. Like you give me a nod, you give me like a little do it, Bill. Go.
Yeah, I love this piece. It's great. I think in terms of resilient, I like it has like this kind of king of the hill aspect where like this ball beat out everybody. I love seeing all the different characters, all the different balls and their faces. So I think it's really cool.
I really love the shading on this piece. I love seeing the contrast between light and dark. It definitely has an ambiance to it. It's definitely got a mood going on. So it definitely stands out. I love the light that's illuminating in the background with the one ball there in the center. It's very emotive. It's obviously a statement piece. So yeah, the piece is definitely, speaking to resilience, and it's very visible in that way. So
yeah, I definitely agree with both of your points there. What I personally like is with a lot of these pieces, you find that as you go further into the background, people just tend to just forget about that little detailing, but you can really see that they really put an effort into the spheres, characters in the background, and that for me, that's like you went the extra mile, and that's really dope work from Daniel. And as we move, we get to the next piece called We Move. Also another piece from Nigeria. I like the painterly style, but I'd like to hear from the both of you in terms of the resilient part of this.
Oh, you said speaking on the resilient part of this piece?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I honestly love the composition, the lighting and everything. But like, have you got any thoughts about the theme flowing into the piece?
Yeah, I think, as I had mentioned before, I think that that spotlight of that, I quite don't know what these are.
Oh, so they're like mini buses, like combis. I don't know, they call different things across the world. Minivans. They carry about 16 people. They're public transport.
Oh, okay. But I like how that one is illuminated in the background, and obviously that, in my interpretation of it, speaks to what resilience is. That's the resilient one out of all of these other ones that they look kind of tortured, they look kind of troubled. And that one in the background is kind of, there's a sense of satisfaction and it's kind of smiling. So in spite of all of the strife and struggle, it seems like these others are going through, this one is, sort of waiting, sort of just I don't know, they're satisfied with the struggle of what is happening around them in spite of it, and they're resilient as a result.
Where's my feedback?
I think, I love this piece too. I love how like the character is standing out and it has such like confidence, I think that shows a great sign that resilience is just being able to, it's just evokes such a message. I think just having that one character stand out across everyone else, right? And just driving through all this kind of chaos on the roads. So I think this is cool. Kind of reminds me of like a concept art piece, like a movie.
It really does look like some really dope concept art.
Yeah. I love like the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. Like this is like traffic in not so much a storm, but like rain. It's rush hour. It's a different kind of resilience, and I think that's part of what we're looking for. Like within the pieces, everyone has a different interpretation of it. So I like everything both of you have said. Quickly moving on, we've got this piece titled "Us." That's another one from Nigeria, from an Emmanuel. Their artist caption reads, "You're probably wondering why I titled this piece as I am. That's because regardless of who we are, what we do, and where we are from, we as humans are always creative, finding creative ways to survive. And I believe together, I think everyone can read this. But this is definitely a resilience in COVID piece. Let me know if there's anything striking about this and what makes you feel.
Okay.
Awesome. Just having a bit of back chat with the people backstage. So Andy, Jamie, I wanted to know your thoughts on piece number 3. That is a resilience in COVID piece, and artistically, where is it at? How is it speaking to you? What about this makes you feel something?
I think the image is very powerful with the subtext. Just having everyone just holding hands together. So I really love how evocative the image is. Just showing that, COVID is a thing that has affected everyone, right, all around the world, and we're all in this together. So I really love this piece.
Absolutely.
I agree. It's a beautiful piece. I don't know if it speaks directly to COVID. I mean, this is a universal piece. I think it could speak to so many different things with the hands holding around the earth. So you could interpret this in so many different ways. And this piece could speak to different messages. It could speak to world poverty. It could speak to, homeless crisis. It could speak to so many different social issues that plague, human beings across the world. So I guess my only criticism is, how would I know that this is talking about COVID-19 just looking at this particular piece? Aside from that, it's gorgeous. I think it's a beautiful piece. It's just I'm not getting the message of COVID-19 from just looking at this piece.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear you. This is one of those human condition pieces you would see on the cover of magazine, just talking about, you know, us as a our unifying struggle as human beings. And so, yeah, the COVID doesn't bleed through as much. And I wouldn't say it's a mismatch between the artist's message and the image itself. But sometimes people make an image and then they try to take it a step further by describing it, and that muddies like each message is now conflicting with. It's like the marketing department didn't talk to, you know, development, and now you're like, well, the nothing, or like, was that in the trailer?
Right.
So just moving on to number 4, graduation with my father. So I had a quick peek at this earlier, and this is very personal. I'm not sure about your individual thoughts on this. This is a Sudanese piece. And yeah. Ooh. Any immediate thoughts that make you feel like resilience is key here?
Trying to understand. So, graduation. Oh yeah, no. I think I love the composition. I think it's just very putting that as the focal, right, of the son connecting with the father, even in the father's passing. So it's definitely a great message, resilience going forward, you know, and then paying respects to his father. So it's very like emotional piece and personal.
It is. Oh man. Yeah, that 11 March 2020. You can definitely tell, you know, the art skills are there, and like we know with all the entries, you know, we've got people who are beginners and we've got people who have been doing this for 20 years, and sometimes the message is greater than the artistic ability. And here it's definitely, because everything's very symmetrical. They've chosen, you know, some colors that really make that central gray, although it's dull, makes that contrast. And it's really the words that make this piece the emotional one. Without that, you know, familial connection, I don't know how I'd feel about it. But right now, I feel strongly, Jamie. I don't know if you got your 2 cents, 3 cents, $5 you want to throw in there.
It's gorgeous. I love the shadows. I love the shadow of the petals, the tree in the background, you know, that lower right, seeing that shadowing. You know, I think the detail in the piece is gorgeous. So it is a very emotional piece, and it brings a very strong statement about this connection with the artist and their father. So I think it's a gorgeous piece.
I definitely agree. Swiftly along, going back to the titular eponymous naming, Resilience Against the Odds. Another piece from Nigeria, from AZC22. You can find them on Instagram. I'm a big fan of like fantasy. So as soon as I saw the tentacles against everything we've seen before, I was like, yes, I don't know what it is, but let's figure out like what makes this piece about resilience. Right now, I'm seeing, I don't want to say zombie hands. They look like regular hands in cloud. You've got these tentacles in the foreground, middle ground, and you've got the sun, or this illuminescent artifact that they are reaching up towards, and they're being restrained. So I'm not sure, like, art-wise and message-wise. Andy, you went first last time. Let me.
Yes, I'm really sorry for being late. Sorry,
no worries.
Okay, go on. Yeah. Okay.
So thank you for stopping by, Lemmy.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Awesome time. For everyone who's just joining us now or watching this stream and just needs a quick refresher. Right now, this is the VX Art Tournament 2021, and we're reviewing 80 amazing pieces that were entered under the title of Resilience, hosted by VX the Vortex Comics, Comic Con Africa sponsors Clip Studio and Art Station. We've got Andy Kang, Jamie Bordnax, and now Lemi Karyoku. We're gonna quickly move ahead, but because you came in now, Lemi, I'm not sure if you can see number 5 right now. Please give me your thoughts.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
You can see it?
Yeah, yes, I can see it. I can.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got like a mixed accent, so sometimes I say can.
Yeah.
And the T
No,
gets swallowed up. Can.
Yeah, no tea, no tea. Yeah,
no tea, no tea, just coffee?
Yeah,
Word.
I can see
Let
it.
me know your thoughts.
I love
on
that.
Number 5.
Okay, this is okay, against the odds. Yeah. It's quite interesting. I can see like so many hands trying like to pull the lady down, but against the odds, she's rising. Probably like a phoenix. And she has this element that look like cowrie shells on a kind of wrap around her. I don't know what that is supposed to mean, but if it means Africanness, a tradition, I would love that to be the meaning. But I know that it's signifying like a female, a woman, like woman liberation kind of thing. She's rising. The hat that she has on, though, I don't understand how that fits in.
Damn, you roasting the hat?
A crown.
The hat?
You see? Yes.
What's wrong with the hat? What's wrong with the hat?
I would rather have a crown on her.
Okay. Well,
yeah, but it's a good concept. Yeah, I think it's woman rising. So against the odds, like the gender equality thing. That's what I read to this anyway.
She's like a hipster though with the hat.
She's like a hipster. You can't even see her eyes. Like she ain't trying to see nobody.
Yeah.
Jamie, you perked up.
But it's well rendered. I love the colors. It's well rendered. The colors are nice. They are cool and looking natural too. So that's my take on this.
Awesome. Thank you, Lemmy. Jamie, you
thank
got
you.
something to say? You got something to say about this piece?
I like the hat.
Interesting.
I get what the message is, just seeing with the hands, and obviously she's trying to get away from them. It's interesting seeing these tentacles, and I'm curious to know what that represents. The hands look like they're a mixture of human hands and maybe some supernatural demonic hands. I do like the colors. I do like the blends of the reds with the pink and the orange. So it's interesting that her hat is placed where she can't see. It's interesting that the artist chose that. So she's still resilient in the fact that she's wandering through a place in her journey where she can't see, but she's still going. So I don't know. There's a lot of messaging going on that I think the artist is tackling here that is very interesting, and I like the way the artist is expressing that in this.
Awesome. Andy, let's hear your sage advice.
I like the beanie too. Gives extra flair.
Two against one on the beanie.
It's great. I really love the color palette, and then I like the metaphor and the subtext of the image, right? Of just being pulled back, but again, going against the piece's all odds. So I think it's a very provocative image.
No, I definitely agree. From like number 6 onwards, I think because of your levels of professionalism and experience and what you've seen and what you consume, I think it would be great, especially for if you notice that the artist is a beginner or, there's some problem areas, just pointing it out because this is an opportunity definitely for them. Maybe not to win, but if they can get advice from you, it'll change their life. Like if I was sitting here and Andy was looking at my storyboards, Andy, you're never going to see my storyboards, they're chicken scratch. But if you gave me advice on my storyboards just off the cuff, it would definitely go a long way. So if you could, but like don't stress, you're not here to like teach people. It's not a masterclass. Number 6, the unbreakable sphere. Another Nigerian piece from @d.o.m.i.n.8.
Dominate.
I don't know. I don't know what your immediate thoughts are about this. That sentence got away from me, but I think you understood what I said. Andy, you went last time, so let's reverse the order. Yeah, you want me to zoom in?
Yeah. It looks like a sphere. I mean, I guess as a critique,
Andy.
The context of it is a bit not quite clear for me. Right now, I mean, it feels like, I think given the context of what this competition is, it's like, okay, there's this scrunched up sphere has gone through a lot, right? So to show that resilience. But I think if it wasn't within the context of the competition, I would have a hard time understanding it. But I mean, that's just me. But otherwise, I think it's bold.
No, we're here for you. So like, if you say, the immediate messaging behind it isn't as clear, because when you spend like 8 hours on a piece or however long it takes, you have that internal conversation with yourself that this is what I'm aiming for, and maybe that's not what you've achieved, and that's why peer reviews is so important. So you like your thoughts on this, I'm giving you double thumbs up. I'll give you 3 if I had 3 hands. Jamie, I'm not sure how you feel about this piece.
Yeah, I'm also not certain how this speaks to resilience. I know that there's some intersections with COVID-19 and resilience on some of the other pieces. So I don't know if this piece is supposed to be about COVID-19, but still, if so, I don't know what the sphere represents in that respect. So it's a gorgeous piece of art. I just don't know how it aligns with the theme. But I love the contrast. I love the drops of blood. I love the lines. Obviously, this person is really good with detail. But yeah.
What's so great is an NFT. Let me. You there?
Yeah, I'll follow suit with everyone because I can't really the link between this and the theme of the competition. It's not resonating with me at all. It's not resonating with me at all. Yeah.
Okay. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Should I play Angel's Advocate here? No. We're swiftly moving along.
You can.
On number 7, Another Day, Another Gift. Now this is cinematic. Wow. Yeah, another piece from Nigeria. Go check out their Instagram at IT_works. Wow, let me actually zoom in a little bit now. I'm feeling this. I don't know how you feel. Like you've got like, depth of field, you've got a crowd shot, the trees, like the lights coming in, like the purple clouds. I don't know what this like bison beast thing is on the left, but I'm feeling it. Like I want that as a familiar. This is definitely one African, 2 well painted and rendered. But now I want to ask, is this speaking to resilience? How you feel about it? Let me know your thoughts. Lemmy, you went last time.
Yeah.
Let's do reverse order.
Okay. You want me to start now?
Yeah. I mean, if your hands are full, we can jump to Jamie.
No, I can. Yeah, I can do. Okay. Another day, another gift. Yeah, the illustration is good. I like the illustration. I don't know how it relates also again, because this is there's a man with a fat cow, which means he's quite comfortable, which is business if he's into cow business, and he's taking that as a gift to this old man with the white beard, and there's a woman beside him. So how does that relate to resilience? I can't tell, but it's a good piece of work. It's well executed. I love even the perspective in it, and the background. I just love the work. I love it as a piece of art, but I don't know how it relates to the title or the theme of resilience. That's my take for it.
Word. No, definitely feel that. Jamie, what's your 5 cents, 12 cents
12 cents.
on this?
25 cents.
25 cents?
I echo Lemmy's sentiment. I don't know how this piece speaks to the theme resilience, but it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, right?
It's amazing. Like I could see this on Netflix. I could see this as an animated series on a streaming platform, or as a movie. It's definitely a beautiful storyboard to pop off an animated series or animated short of some kind. So it's definitely a beautiful piece. It's just unfortunate that the artist couldn't convey the actual theme of what the contest is looking for, which is resilience. So but it's beautiful. I love it.
It's beautiful. Andy, since we've covered the resilience or lack thereof, from like a technical perspective in terms of blocking, staging, and other forms of composition, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everyone on the resilient parts. It doesn't quite speak out to me, but I think as an art piece itself, it's great. The one note I would give is just compositionally, the focal point isn't quite clear because you have the object, the person in the foreground, it kind of clashes with the real focal point. So I think either diminishing one so that one is more clear. Because right now my eyes are kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. So just making sure that there's a clearer focal point and that your eyes read directly to that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely great advice. Focus on when you watch this, at it_works focal points. It's a beautiful piece, and that's just a sad matter of messaging I was speaking about earlier. Sometimes you get lost in the drawing rather than saying something. So we have number 8. This is very directly not a evolution, but like on the pathway to COVID sort of thing. Plague doctors and the masks and so on and so forth. This is a South African illustrator, the first one here on the list. Go check out the Instagram @jabberginger_art. Let me just get. Oh, I thought it was cropped. So they're super proud of this. It's meant to depict the fight against COVID-19, wherein the 1600s. Rather than reading all of that out, how do you guys feel about the entirety of the piece? Are there any working pieces that stand out to you? And the obvious question, is it resilient? Andy, you went last time. Holla.
Yeah, I think this is a cool piece. It kind of like an illustration or like editorial piece. So I think this is cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have known about the resilientness because that plague doctor got cropped off. The context of it. It's a cool visual piece. Yeah.
Dope.
Research what the plague doctor is. I'm not familiar with that.
What was that, Andy?
I would have to do some research on the 1600 plague doctors. I'm not quite familiar of that.
I think I know them through memes, which that's not a good source. It's worse than Wikipedia. It's like memes 2021. That's not a reference point. But yeah, effectively, plague happened, and they wore these masks that filtered out, not toxic, like contaminated air, and they basically took, dead bodies and so on and so forth. This was like peak surgical era where cleanliness clashed against, people's just general levels of filth because of, access to information. Jamie, I don't know how you feel about plague doctors in particular, but how do you feel about this piece?
Oh, I have so many passionate opinions about plague doctors. No, I think I like
you crippled me. You crippled me. I was ready. I was like, yo, drop it, sis. Anyway, carry on. I'm not mad.
I like what Andy said about a great editorial piece. This would be perfect in like the New Yorker or the Atlantic, and an editorial piece about plague doctors, and having this graphic complement the essay that was the op-ed that was written about it. So this is great. It speaks to the piece. It speaks to what the editorial is going to be about. I like the fact that the artist kind of gave a little small summary of explaining what this art is about. That's helpful. It would have been nice for a plague doctor to be seen in the artwork. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But anyways, aside from that, this is great. And yeah, I love it.
Agreed. Let me. Let's see your closing statement.
I do not feel the.
Oh, that was so visceral. That came from a deep place.
I don't know. For me, they are not keeping to the theme. The work is good as a piece of art, and like she said earlier, it will really fit in for the New Yorker magazine. It's a lovely piece that way. For resilience, I don't really understand the concept this is portraying. That's my take. But I love the piece. Beautiful piece of art.
Beautiful piece of art. Definitely agreed. We're all very much agreed on that. This is one of those ones where it's a very specific piece of knowledge, and if you don't know it, it's just you're like, why does this man wear a crow face? Which sometimes people do that. Cosplay is a thing. But swiftly moving along, number 9, escape. This is a piece from Kenya. A mother gathers enough courage to escape an abusive relationship, all in the hope of finding a new start somewhere safe for her child. This is a free for all. Anyone who has passionate feelings about this, holla. If you don't, that's that about that.
I think this is a very powerful piece. It's really. I mean, I love the whole message and everything. I think just from an artist, like critique, strong, like a drawing part, I would have. There's a tangent right on the side of the head, if this is where it's cut off. And I think if there's a little bit more space for that, it would really help that image a lot. But otherwise, I think it's great. Yeah, right there. And on the kid's head too. Yeah, all you need is like extend out that border and then you're good. But I love the color palette too. Great.
Awesome. Jamie?
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a gorgeous piece. I think the message is very strong. I think that it emotes a feeling, and it definitely speaks to the theme of resilience. I mean, it's on the nose. So
it's so on the nose. You see the way she's gripping this rock? Like, look at her hand. Like she a
you can't get any more resilient than
my guy. Like, you see them veins? That's
yeah.
Yeah. Let me. I don't know if you have any strong thoughts or opinions on this one.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I love this one. I love it to boot. It shows resilience, exactly. And this is a woman with a baby, with a child on her back, and she's still going through this challenge, being able to climb a rock. This is perfect for me. I love this. This is resilience, indeed. I love this. I love this.
I hear the passion in your voice. And I definitely agree. I'm going to, from number 10 for a bit, I'm going to speed round it, just so that we can, get through a few more pieces. If you feel strongly about it, holla. Otherwise, we'll just be silent and be in the background like, I don't know. It's okay. It's art. Number 10, I'm not sure if anyone has any particular. This seems like a poem on the side. If we all, like greetings, shall come together, not to leave but to live, bars, and accept each other, we shall be like an ever-growing tree, always seeing the light of hope blossoming always, in spite of the spikes outside and within. Yes, yeah, like y'all feeling that with some spoken word, but that's not what this competition is about.
I love this.
Sure
I absolutely love this. I mean, first and foremost, I love art that shows plants and just that shows organic life like this, and the thorns, the blossoming of the flower at the top, seeing sort of the dead browning of the thorns at the bottom. I mean, there's so many layers to this piece. It's absolutely stunning. Seeing the light at the tip on the upper right hand towards the blossoming of the flower, and then the hands. I'm amazed at it. I can't even put it into words. But it doesn't get any more resilient than a piece like this. This is so far the best one that I've seen so far.
Nope. Andy, Lemmy, do you have any strong thoughts, or should we move
I mean, I have to agree. It's probably one of my favorite pieces in terms of just like subtext and imagery. Of just pushing through and having that flower come out. So this is awesome.
Lemmy, strong thoughts?
Yes, I'm just reading the poem. If we all like grains shall come together, not to live but to live and accept each other, we shall be like an evergreen. I love this one. This one is ahead of the previous one for me now. I love this one more. Yeah, this is lovely. I love the hands, the thumbs, and the dexterity in the work itself. I love the rendering, the colors. It's very smoothly done and highly professional in outlook. So I love this. This is my number one right now.
This is your number one right now? I'm definitely feeling that.
Yeah, yes, for the time being.
Are we judging? Are we filling out this Excel sheet as we're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and Andy's doing it.
Forgot to do that.
Like you were so in the moment, you saw the flower, and you're like, yeah.
I'm so enamored by the commenting and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I should be putting in my numbers. Okay.
Yeah, if you do your voting right now, you won't have to do the admin of doing it later.
Right. Because then I'll have to remember, and that's.
Yeah. I think I should make notes too. I can't do the Excel right now, but that's awesome. I'll make notes. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Another couple of speed throughs. If you don't have any particular feelings, we can just slide past it. But if you do, chirp up and let's hear you. Going. Word. Mother Earth with the hair. A Nigerian piece. Regrow and rebirth. There's chains. There's a lot of green. Gradient lighting. Just like interrupt me if you got something like to say. If not, then we've got this one, which seems like a martial arts piece.
This one I really like.
Cool. Let's hear your thoughts, Philip's opinions.
It's really graphic and just very bold, strong image composition. It stands out. I really like that. My only note is just again tangent just on that top corner, that very top. That just got drilled into me from art school.
Okay. All good. Cool. I like it too. I would wear this on a shirt. If it fix the tangent thing, definitely agree. This one, 14, is very cool. It's more COVID centric than it is resilient centric. I don't know how everyone else feels about that, whether you agree or disagree. This year we were very adamant, is that the word? We're adamant about getting 3D artists into this because they are visual artists. Last year there was a lot of 2D, and we're just opening up the space and saying, hey, you can come through, it must come through. I don't have any particular strong feelings about this one. I was just trying to give it time in case anyone wanted to. So this one is definitely one where I'll be like, this is an NFT. If I was on Twitter, I'm scrolling through and I saw hashtag NFT and I open and it's not this, I'll be mad. This is
that's definitely an NFT.
Yeah, this is one of those, and it's like, oh, it's like 4 Bitcoin. I don't know what that means, but yo, who's the rich? So this is resilience of the inner child. They even put the dimension. This was in focus. Resilience is a phenomenon reflecting relatively positive adaptation despite experiences of significant risk or trauma. Not sure if this is a Wikipedia definition, but it's feeling very spot on. All children are capable of extraordinary things. There is no happiness gene, no success gene, and no doer of extraordinary things gene. The potential for happiness and greatness lies in all of them and will mean different things to different kids. We can change that, etc, etc, etc. Resilience is being able to bounce back from stress, definitely. Stress, challenge, tragedy, trauma, and adversity. When children are resilient, they are braver, more curious, more adaptable, and more able to extend their reach into the world. I'm not sure if anyone has any particular thoughts, feelings, criticism, comments. If not, we agree this is an NFT and we can move on. Yeah. This one, there's an umbrella that changes the game. Soldier of the future. This person is from Botswana. I think this is the first Botswana entry. A constant struggle is the best way to describe a person's life, moving through a turbulent land into an uncertain tomorrow where the only constant is demise and the only thing keeping us being lost to time is our undying hope. Hope, however, doesn't last forever, and sometimes the only way to keep hope alive from the ruins of past dynasties and acid rain. There's like a narrative here. Like there's like world building that's happening in this acid rain from the heavens to prepare a new torch bearer, one ready to shoulder our unyielding hope until the clouds of destruction finally part once and for all. Like some of these descriptions is the openings of books. Like
yeah, he's a great writer.
Yeah, like woo, like come through. Check my Zoom. Yeah. Okay. I just got the. Yeah. Yeah. If anyone has strong thoughts, feelings, opinions, no. If not, you can just write down your number over in the judging section, and we can slide through. We've seen a lot of the more painterly ones. This one seems like a scene from an animated series. It's from another one from Nigeria. Mada is Japanese for not yet. Definitely feel that as a combative piece, quite literally a combative piece. This one says fight, following one of the last one. There is a lot going on in this. I'm not sure if anyone has thoughts on like fight scenes or sequences. I know Andy spoke about focal points in an earlier piece. And maybe this is for me depth of field sort of thing. Definitely this person with the yellow shirt is the focal character to me. Holla if that's not true for you. This is sorry, I thought the ghost was talking. Number 19, hold on. This is from Zimbabwe. Shout out to Mosa from Zimbabwe. This one is both abstract and illustrative. I'm not sure if anyone has any. No word that works for me. This one, another resilience piece from Nigeria. Hang on, they put some detailing tattoos here. I'm not sure what this particular iconography means. Maybe it means something beyond what I'm understanding, but aside from injury, I think the notion of resilience is there. This is post-resilience. This one, Overwatch, like the game. There's another one from Nigeria. Yeah, this is another question of it's great art. Like I'm just taking, I'm amalgamating things you said before. This is another great art, but does it say anything about resilience? You have this foreground character with a spear looking down at their village, but what are they resiling? That's old English. Don't quote me on that. The Gordy M. I like lions. I like Lion King. And very, very beautiful piece. I'm a big fan of purple, but I'm gonna swipe through this. Ooh. So I very quickly, these nails on the ground, like it didn't hit me at first as I was scrolling, but the nails on the ground. I'm not sure if anyone knows anything about ballets, but they really destroy their toes and toe knuckles to be able to perform those high performance tasks. And like these nails on the ground with the blood, that it's saying something to me. Practice and continuation of practice is a form of resilience. So that's like a thumbs up for me.
Okay.
Someone wants to say something. Speak now. What's your piece? Okay. You just saying okay?
Yeah, I think you overstand it from the nail point of view and so on. I didn't know that originally, but with your explanation, I can agree that it's totally in sync with the theme of resilience.
Yeah,
and the title it's idea of existence. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's another one of those the plague doctor ones. If you don't know that particular niche piece of information, it doesn't come through in the messaging. It's just a lady, who's pointing to the skies. Number 24, Even Through the Storm. I love the title. I love the split between the two sides. One gray and dying, the other, life bringing green, and all the colors are there. I'm not sure. Like, I like it as a piece of art. I wouldn't hang it in my house, but is it speaking to resilience? These little dots at the bottom of the illustration make me feel like there's a slide too, which makes me sad because I'd love to see if there was. This is like a teaser trailer for a season 2 that never got funded. And I know those struggles.
I don't know. I mean, maybe just being a Black woman is resilience.
Damn!
She's just being.
She's just bad. It's a struggle.
Just being, through the storm. I don't know. This speaks to me. Her hair, the details, the curves in her face.
It's like she's shining through.
Yeah. I'm feeling this piece, and I would hang this piece in my room, actually.
Good. I will visit you. Like, I just don't have the wall space. I wasn't shading. I'm flicking through these, but definitely you all have the PDFs. If you want to go slower in your own time and give crits and comments, do draw overs if you can. And give that like solid bulk feedback from your perspective. That's for anyone who doesn't want to do their feedback now, particularly if you haven't figured it out, because a lot of these I'm seeing for the first time. So these are initial thoughts. People put hours into this, and maybe the messaging isn't coming all the way through. So if you were like cool with just like saying I'll do notes later, that perfectly works. This is a long tournament. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Just wanted to reassure.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
So I played a little Mortal Kombat as a kid. So this is just standard. This is resilience. If you
The
got arrows in your
Sonya
back, yes. Yeah, you bleeding out, but you're still fighting. Definitely resilience. Love the rendering of muscles on the back lighting, and I can't quite tell where they are. I think that's what's throwing me off about the composition. But these the arrows forming this triangle at the top, definitely love it. There's a lot of thought and consideration put into that. Now this one, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings. Uh, Inspired by the migration of the tribal groups all over Africa, the Bantu, the Kushites, the Nilotes, and others, I wondered what kind of strength it took to leave what you know and move to an unknown place and start a new life. But our ancestors did it, and now we do it again in this era. Sorry, I have an accent. Um, yeah, nah, like I think babies are very quick. You get 2 extra points for me because babies crying. It's not even about the other people in the composition. But baby crying, that's resilience. Um, there's definitely a directionality to this, and the storytelling does come through. You pack up everything on your minivan, in this case a bison, and you just move. Um, there you leave everything else behind to find something better, in hopes of something better. Number 27, I just don't know. I think a lot of these are COVID centric or viral centric, which we are in a pandemic and we are resilient about it. But sometimes the COVID aspect overturns like base resilience. And I feel it in this piece where the syringe is this big artifact in the piece is taking up a third of the space. And I'm not really feeling the resilience from the rest of the piece. They're tearing open this, what I assume is a tent, and there's a myriad of characters, a crowd. And I think because of, I don't know, Andy, I don't know what it is, but like the way it's overlaid, it makes it look like this person this person has a hand for a foot, which perfectly fine. All bodies are great. But just reading it, it feels like that person down there is reaching for it, but there's like some overlay issues. This is a piece from Botswana, by the way. This one. Resist the crack. Jamie, please.
The way you said it. Resist the crack.
Resist the crack. Because there's a lot going on in this.
Got a metaphor for like literal crack?
I didn't want to say it. Listen, this is I wasn't gonna say it. Thank you for being the voice of reason. So I think 2 things are going on here, and I've definitely been here, where you have this composition in mind, and you've spent like maybe 10 hours on it, and you must just power through. Because if you draw perspective lines on this, the buildings are amazing. This is definitely like you're laying down on the street and you're looking up. They are converging. And so it's like two ideas overlapping as best as they can. I just don't know what the narrative is here. There's cash coming out of this. There's a vulture. There's an egg. Like a lot is going on. But let me know if any of it is resilience to you. I think I would watch this cartoon. This is one of those ones that's on Adult Swim or on a late night, like on Hulu. And you're just like, nah, I'm not prepared for anything any character says. This is the vulture is my favorite character, the buzzard here. Before they say anything, they're my favorite character. Oh, this one. I don't know if any of you play RPGs or just video games in general. But again, fantasy pieces.
No, I don't.
They are fighting something. Lemmy, you want to say something?
No. I said no, I don't play video games, so I don't know much about it. Yeah.
Jamie, Andy, you play video games? No?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I'm a Nintendo girl from back in the day, but
You think I'm not a Nintendo boy? I'm a Nintendo boy. I'm back there with the Sega.
And I mean NES. I'm not talking about like Nintendo DS or anything. I'm like NES,
Yeah.
the original
Yeah.
OG. Yeah.
Oh man, like there was a time where like it's like people say like we're in like 8th gen now, and I'm like there was a time where like Atari and Nintendo were busting out consoles like the Golden China. Like you didn't know what gen you were in. You were like, can I play my game on this?
Exactly.
R.I.P. Dreamcast. I'm so sorry, you're gone too soon. So again, I'm a big like fantasy person. Also a gamer. They are fighting something in this piece. The shadow from this, off-screen threat is being cast on them. These two characters can summon something. People are injured in the background, and there's a kingdom in the far, far background. Like there are things going on in this piece. I personally love it. They are resisting. I know character design is a big thing here. And they even put like the medical logo on the shield, which makes me feel like this is another COVID piece, and I may have ruined it for myself by zooming in. So I'm gonna scroll. This one, the heart. It's got really great perspective. Andy, I don't know if you've got any thoughts on that.
I love the whole design of the perspective, just the composition. That was great. Reminds me of like a Robert Valley piece.
Yes. Quickly Googles Robert Valley. Jamie, quick thoughts.
I mean, I'm thinking she's giving me like Superwoman vibes or
Yeah,
Supergirl.
Definitely. That pose is so.
Yeah.
That pose is so.
Yeah. So I love it. Again, like a Black woman just being, and that in and of itself is a statement. So I love it. I love the contrast between the color and the black and white. It's definitely speaking. So yeah.
So before I ask Lemmy to chime in, the thing that really makes me feel things here, in particular to designing Black/African characters, or just characters of darker skin, people usually forget the palms, and that's just a thing. And they put that detailing in that the palm is a different shade, even though they're so close to the color that you may not notice it. And for me, that's going the extra step. And that level of care/devil in the detail would make me go, yes, tick, tick, tick. I'm not even gonna, if they had like an artist description, I wouldn't read it. This is a piece from Kenya, even though they're in the UK right now. Lemmy, I'm not sure if you have any thoughts and opinions. You've had some strong thoughts about the women pieces.
I love it. It's very well executed. I love the color, the gray, the black, then the red, and I guess, that's the Kenyan colors on the beads. Yeah, all that is perfect for me. I don't know about resilience, but I love the piece. I wasn't going to say it.
I love it so much. I wasn't going to bring up the resilience question. Yeah. I mean, if you sit on it long enough, you can make up a resilience for this because I like it so much. But nah, like off the bat.
I mean, you can think of being Black in the workplace and how she has to cover up the blackness.
That covering up the blackness and code switching. Again, if you sit on it long enough, you'll find it. You'll find resilience.
Yeah.
But off the bat, like if you just saw this in an art gallery and you didn't know what the theme was, you would just assume Superwoman or something.
Yeah, Superwoman, really.
Mm-hmm. So for this one, number 31, Hope. I don't know. For me, it's a contrasting thing. But I'm also wearing like blue light glasses, so I had to double check that maybe I'm not seeing things. Is it resilient? Maybe. it's telling some form of story. It's the end of a journey. They're sacrificing something. They are tired. They're an elf. I love pointed ears. This is a piece from Angola. Um, yeah. So this one, number 32, looks like a comic book cover, which, as a comic book artist, very big fan of. They're definitely, no, I was wrong. So I was gonna say they've got the depth of field down, but I can't tell where the foreground meets the middle ground, because this character is reaching. I don't know if you can see it. This character is reaching for the building, so I'm not sure how big they are, or if that other person is small, or that's their ability. For this one, I would have loved an artist note. It's a piece from South Africa, Resilience 2021. I'm going to assume it's a COVID piece. I see little things on the top of the monster's head. I'm always thinking, for me, I'm always just going to assume it's a COVID piece, unless said otherwise. So this is one, number 33, forces. There are forces happening. There's definitely force. Andy, you're making a face. Oh, no, you're yawning. Never mind. But you was making a face. Speak up. Andy, what's happening? Tell me your thoughts.
Sorry, I had a late night. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
I wish the head wasn't cropped off. I don't know what the head looks like. I want to see what the head.
Even me. I don't want to draw it in now because that's cheating.
Are those supposed to be like blood cells?
You know what? I don't know what anything in this image is supposed to be. And that's not shade. Sometimes pieces like this, you go with the flow. There's no centerpiece to it. The whole thing is the centerpiece. Between the flags, the bandage man, the can, the anchor, these red stripes. I don't know what this is. Hang on. I don't know what this is.
I'm not quite certain what this piece is saying.
Somewhere in here there is resilience, and they definitely took a lot of time to render each of these different aspects: the planet, the character, this conical thing, the blood cells, as Jamie said. But none of it is cohesing to a singular message. They are all in competition. All the elements are in competition with each other, which sometimes that happens. Maybe there's resilience and dissonance, but not here, not now. This one, drowning, tough. Resilient against water. For breathing. The Kenyan piece is called Afloat, very apt.
Afloat.
I could see this as a cover of like a short story. It definitely does end in the person drowning. Spoilers, sorry, Andy. You're a storyteller. I don't want to give you the end of the story first. So I think we've seen almost half of these, and I think it's been entertaining for me to see. There's definitely like a level of storytelling that comes with the illustrations. You can see when someone has something to say. You can definitely see people, artistic abilities coming through. Some people's artist notes really, they really thought about what they were saying with the piece. It's not just artwork. It's going beyond that. So maybe we could do, your top picks. If you quickly scan through, you do have the PDFs. So if you want me to jump to like 55, and we can quickly discuss that as your favorite, or like, directly to 80. I'm happy to just, continue to scroll through, just being mindful of time. So if you do have any top picks, or things where you're like, yeah, this is definitely the one, or this is definitely the 50th, because we're picking top 50, yeah. Yeah, definitely love a lot of these pieces. I would love to know if there's, particular ones where you're like, this speaks to Jamie, or you're like, I want to see more of. Or there's definitely pieces where it's like, this is almost there. I like what they're doing, and I would love to see more. Right? Maybe it's just reaching the resilience message, and maybe the theme was too broad for them. That definitely does happen. Or maybe they've never experienced resilience and they don't know what it looks like. That's also a thing. Must be nice. But that's also a thing. Maybe you've never struggled. This one, sir. Oh, you're just coughing.
Oh yeah, I'm
Bless
just
you?
coughing. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
like to.
thinking.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go on, please. Go on, please. Yeah.
Oh, number 52. That stood out to
52.
me.
Ooh.
Again, I like images of plants and images of things that represent growth. I don't know this. I guess it spoke to me because I just like the images of I guess they're male and female images of these branches that are coming out of this tree. And I think it does anything that represents this tiny seed that's in the ground that grows into this large, enormous, beautiful plant, and in this case, a tree, represents resilience to me. And in this case, it's resilient because it's in an arid climate.
Now you're spitting.
Yeah. So, and I think if I'm not mistaken, there's COVID mask or face mask.
Yeah, no. Like I said, assume COVID unless otherwise.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's a face mask in one of the branches. So just gorgeous. I really love this piece.
Okay.
No, I like it.
I love the piece too. Even though I've not scrolled, I'm seeing each one as we're going through them for the first time ever. I wonder how she got to 52 before we got to 52. But the 52 is really good. I'm just following the sequence.
Black girl nerds, gang. That's how we do it.
Okay.
I got the inside track.
She got the inside track.
This is deep, really. I like it too.
Yeah.
I like number 52 also.
I think if you check your emails, hopefully, you should have the PDF on the side somewhere as part of your onboarding package.
I received it, but I have not been able to open and check before.
All good. So that's what we do. We're not excluding you. There were some technical difficulties.
Yes.
Which happens. Andy, is there any that you would love me to jump to? You gestured and then muted?
Oh, I said just keep scrolling, yeah.
Oh, keep scrolling. Wait. So this person is bulletproof. I don't know if anyone has seen Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. 54 was good.
Okay. We see what you like. People who look like plants. There's a theme here.
That's just a good statement piece. It's just a good statement.
It really is. This one, love the character designs. I can't tell who is the main character here and who is resilient against what. But definitely love it. There's this T-cross light coming from your eyes that makes it, this dead center piece. I think people really like hands reaching out. That's definitely a thing that is universally understood. If you see hands, you're resilient. Yeah, as a watch model and a ring model, you're resilient. And we're proud of you. This one, I love it. I don't know if any of you have seen Steven Universe. No? Cool. So, moving on. There's no point of talking about Steven Universe with nobody. Oh, you double cheeked up on a Thursday. There's a COVID mask. That's all you got on? I mean, it is hot, it's summer in the southern hemisphere, not sure about y'all. This is a Congolese piece. Definitely love the muscle rendering. There is something like bottom left COVID, but I feel like it's like if you were just looking, if this was a whole painting on your wall, they've squashed a lot of information down into the corner that could have taken up the whole left side. And this is definitely one of the, that painting. I think it's Michelangelo, Adam touching fingers of God.
Michelangelo. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm freestyling here. It could have been any of the Ninja Turtles. Number 58. Yeah, this is literally me right now scrolling. It's late at night, the screen is the only thing illuminating your eyes. You are, there's something in your mouth. It's a thermometer. You're drawing, you've got a deadline, you're sick, but you continue to power through. I think this is a self-portrait.
Yeah, okay. Portrait of resilience.
Yeah. Well done to Bala. This one, great character design. But we're this is not an art tournament, just an art tournament. There's a theme. And great art, no theme means that it's just good art. This one, moving on. Oh, Jamie, you got something to say about the plants? Jamie?
Yeah.
Jamie, you got something to say?
What is this, 61?
61, you got something to say about the plants?
Yeah, the plants, yeah.
I'm the
Jamie.
plant mom.
You the plant mom.
No, this is a good one. You don't really see any life here. It's very lifeless, which is good because it's speaking to the theme of resilience. In spite of all of his surroundings, there's still some life because you do see a little bit of a plant growing around this completely lifeless place wherever he is. And it almost looks a little magical, a little fairy
magical. And we know how I feel about fantasy. The only compositional thing
I like it.
throwing me off is this tree/log that's falling. I'm not sure if that's in the background or in the same ground. The same ground as them. So are they punching it up? Is it falling over? I don't know. Maybe Andy got some thoughts about that. If he doesn't, he's just gonna shake his head.
I mean, I like
his head.
I like
Okay,
it.
cool. You like it? I like it too. I was just throwing in some 2 cents. I'm not the artist yet. You're the artist yet. Yeah, definitely well done. Residing in Angola. This one. I think there's a lot going on in here. And that's my 1 cent on that. Another COVID piece. I think COVID, low hanging fruit. And again, if you're COVID centric, you lose some of that resilience, centricity. I'm just saying random words. Is centricity a word? Jamie, is centricity a word? Centricity, like.
I think it is.
I feel like it is too.
Oh,
I'm
here
not
comes the
100%
tree
sure.
again. Here comes the tree again.
Tree.
I'm like, Jamie loves trees. I'm just gonna put a tree in.
I'm a little biased with the trees and the plant life. Yeah, it's like a tree growing in a tree.
Yeah, yes.
This
This
is-
is yes, really. Yeah. This
Like-
I love this one. It works with the theme.
Yes.
For that tree, to survive on that kind of arid landscape. Yeah, it's
And
resilient.
after death comes life. It's
After death
growing
comes-
in a dead stump. There's life growing, and that's
Yeah.
how plants.
Yeah,
That's how they do.
yeah. I love that.
Cool. So
Nice.
another fantasy piece. There's no trees here, so I don't know if Jamie got something to say. They are fighting for their lives. And I think this is another COVID piece. I zoomed in on the t-shirt. And there's like an antiviral logo on there. So this is the personification of COVID. And I guess the gun is the vaccine. I don't know. You tell me. I'm just trying to interpret as best as I can. I love it. I love black and white. I read manga all the time.
I love the artwork.
Yes.
I love
Yeah, no, compositionally, this is amazing. They're really, yeah, speed lines for the win.
I love
This is a plant
I
one.
love black and white and gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Another
like
plant.
this is going in my. So number 66 is a plant one, but is it a plant one, Jamie?
Yeah.
You're the plant mom. So is it a plant one? Because there's other things going
I'm
on.
the de facto plant expert now on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a plant. We see some flowers blowing. We see
You
some
sure?
roots. Absolutely. We see some
Right.
leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, it's resilience too because there's so much pollution around. The plant is still growing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pollution. Yeah.
Sorry, the Captain Planet theme song started playing in my head. Captain Planet. Yeah, this is developing courage is an important tool to help you deal with the pandemic and the surge.
Oh, it's
in
COVID.
cases. Yeah, I know. Like,
COVID-centric
listen.
one again.
But
Yeah.
this is another case of like their artist note not matching up with the image because I don't actually see anything aside from the mask. Damn. Oh, damn. Almost. Aside from the mask.
Maybe the web means like the information we've learned about COVID is a web of lies. I don't know.
She's reaching, Your Honor. She's reaching. She's reaching, Your Honor.
Reaching.
This one.
It's interesting, the cobwebs.
Yeah, no, there's some thoughts going on in here that maybe with a sequential, a sequential could definitely flesh out whatever's happening there. Absolutely love the color of her toenails, like gang, many pennies. This one, number 68, there's like a drama sort of thing going on. She fake, she acting. I think if this theme was just about the butterfly, there's something about coming out of a cocoon and metamorphosis going on. I'm not compositionally looks great, cover of a book. This one, they're crying, there's this gold coin, crown, halo sort of thing going on. Definitely Afrocentric. I think that's one thing that I stopped making a note about because a lot of pieces just do that by themselves. But this like African iconography. I had a conversation once on a panel that asked what makes certain icons or patterns African versus Mesopotamian or Japanese or Celtic and so on and so forth. And there was a wide discussion, and I think a lot of these pieces have nailed down the Africanness when they do bring it. Like in this piece, like in this piece, doesn't have Africanness. She black, she's doing her thing, she's chained down. It doesn't need it, but when they do lean into it, they lean into it with effort, and I think that's triple thumbs up. Peer pressure, mental health, unrealistic expectations, and student debt. Real thing. That is, and then getting the degree. That is resilience against opposing forces. This one, I only have 400 words left to go. I think we've all been there at some point, whether we're writing a book, an essay, or something. That last 400 words, your tank is empty. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
now you gotta lie.
A lot of words. 400 is a lot.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a lot of words.
It's like 3 Twitter posts right there.
Yo, I've seen things. This one, 72. I'm not sure if it speaks to resilience, but it's beautiful. I don't know what materials are
NFT piece.
for.
The
Lovely.
NFT piece for sure.
Lovely.
73. Oh man. So I don't know if I have a top 10 in my mind. And a lot of the top 10 spots have been taken up by Jamie's plants in my head. But this piece from Uganda, they are playing, and it's not a COVID piece, as far as I can understand it. It's not a COVID piece. They are on some type of respiratory device, and they are plugged into something, maybe a life support system, I don't know if anyone has seen the movie Soul, but when someone gets into their zone and into like what they're meant to do, their ikigai, it transports you somewhere. So they are in the clouds, the moons in the distance, and so on and so forth. They are playing in spite of whatever. I'm just throwing on my own interpretation. Stop me if I'm wrong. Like, you must just say, Bill, you're wrong. Bill, that's nonsense. But as far as I go, like, this speaks resilience to me. I'm not sure about anyone else going once, twice, thrice.
For me, the nose mask just tell me it's COVID-centric. That's what it just to me. I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough. Had I not seen all the other masks, I wouldn't like make it a COVID-centric piece. Big fantasy fan on 74. But we are here after the battle. The resilience has already happened. They've persevered, and they've won. It's a completely separate emotion. And this comes into that storytelling aspect of it, where as a sequential artist / comic book artist, I have several panels or several frames to tell the story, intro, meat, and then punchline or whatever. The ability to say something with a singular illustration is very difficult. So I'm not shading any of these pieces. This resilience is a difficult thing to capture and have your own message and. Andy, I don't know your thoughts on this.
I think it's a great, like, illustration piece. It kind of reminds me like Magic the Gathering.
Like you just put like a little description here, and this is like, you've seen the Warlock, and like if you play this card, all the other opponent's cards have to go back to the deck or something like this. Hang on, let me zoom out. I love whatever's happening in this one. 75? Wait, are those nails? Hang on, zooming into the baby. Damn. And a COVID mask, damn it! We were so close. But let me just hover above the COVID mask. This piece, for me, I'm hanging this. Jamie, you can come to my house to come see this piece. I'll hang this up in my foyer. Like, and I don't know what they did with the gold, like the halo, but it looks like a gold. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is there are like different texturing and rendering that went into this. Again, that Africanness is pulling through with that mask, the beads, and the other iconography. This child that's hanging on, hopefully, I hope there's no dead babies in any of these illustrations. And this is just, I don't know, some type of divine force. And is it resilient? I'm going to say yes, it's close enough to the vagueness of resilience that I'll give it a pass.
Yeah.
If you think otherwise, holla.
Yeah, it's close enough. Yeah, I like it too. It's close enough. I can see the African map, the world, the globe, and Africa. And the baby is resting on Africa and is holding on to the face mask, which is like telling to the fact that, Africa was not really ravaged by COVID like the Western Hemisphere. And that protective angel with the halo and the mask, that looks like something metaphysical or more in spiritual realm. So yeah, I like it. It's telling to resilience in a way.
Definitely agree. Jamie, you got some 4, 12, 19 cents.
Well, I'm curious to know what the thorns or the nails in the baby, what that represents. I mean, first of all, it's gorgeous, but I'm just curious to know what does that represent? What does that mean?
Right? Also, the baby half naked.
I think that is representing the kind of pain you go through when you get the virus. It's like on the throes of death. I think that's what the nail is representing. It's like when, like in religion, in Christianity, when they talk about the crucifixion of the Christ. So I think that's what the artist is using the nail to represent.
I love it. I just love the fact that it leaves you to interpret so many different things. Just in this one
I really love it. It's metaphysical and it has some Pan-African bent to it for me. The mask and the map of Africa and the child. Yeah, I really love this one. I really do.
This is, for me, I'm not speaking for everybody else. This is, Andy, I don't know your thoughts on this before we scroll to the last couple.
No, I love the piece. It's like, it's just such a powerful image. It just sticks with you. So that's why I really like this piece.
This one, again, big comic book artist. I see speech bubbles. I'm like, okay, no, it gets a pass. This is a Ghanaian piece. This is a different kind of resilience. This is like, does anyone know what a sunk cost is?
No.
So a sunk cost, it's a sunk cost. So effectively, I've been doing this for so long. It's wrong, but because I've been doing it for so long, I'm going to continue doing it for so long. Sometimes that's a monetary thing. I've been paying for something and it's just getting more and more expensive. But the mindset is that if I stop now, I'll look foolish for having come this far. So they have climbed up the wrong mountain and they're like, let's just keep climbing up this wrong mountain because I didn't climb all the way up here for nothing.
We did not. For nothing.
Yeah, this is one of the earlier pieces that came
that actually tells to the title of Hope. Yeah, it tells to the title Hope. But I don't know if it's about resilience.
Yeah,
but I think it's about hope.
Hope.
Well, wouldn't it be resilient if you're still climbing in a situation where it's dire and you could fall to your death, but you're still going?
Yeah. So I think there's layers to it. There's definitely that, peril. And if you don't, focus and continue to have, concentration about this, you will die. But there's forms of resilience that are self-imposed. Or you fumbled your own bag.
Self-imposed. Yeah, this one is self-imposed. I love that.
Swiftly moving on as we wrap up this session. Jamie?
Lemmy or Jamie?
You know what? Lemmy
sounds alike.
Let me know you're already speaking. Give me your thoughts on this one.
Let me know.
Let me know. I'm taking that. It's copywritten.
Okay. This is Night Passion. Okay. The sun.
Yo, that shines. Okay was rough.
Yes, I'm trying to feel it. I don't know. I don't know.
It's like it comes from a deep place. Andy, before we jump through, you got any thoughts, composition wise, like lighting wise, anything technical advice that you could give them?
Everything's in rule of thirds. If you look at the frame of the window to that gray wall, it's very equal. So I would break it up a bit more. Not that, but going horizontal.
Okay, horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay, so like this space is empty.
Yeah, it's just really equal. So just kind of break it up.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess that's as best as the advice that we can give. I think there is a story going on here, and I think especially when you get like a new digital tablet or you see other people do rendering and lighting, if you don't go through the stages of learning about like planes and lighting, like composition, you'll end up with this where you put like a gradient glow effect, and it overshadows lining, and there's like a lot of lighting going on, so it's hard to tell like where the focus of the image is supposed to be. I actually don't know where we are. I don't know if we're in a mine or outside or something like that. And if you zoom in, you can see they use like a texture brush to do the surface. I've definitely been there where, you know, I jump into Photoshop, it does all of these amazing things. I want to do them all. And sometimes there's that cohesion problem. 78. Black Panther's getting robbed at gunpoint. That I'm sure people gonna be rioting as soon as they see this. You're gonna see a medium.com article about this. Yeah, no, they're resistant something.
Is she pregnant?
I didn't want to say nothing. Jamie, you want tell us?
I'm trying to. I mean, I guess it does convey resilience because he looks like he's defending this woman. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening in this image.
The title helps, not today.
Not today.
Which makes it feel like they get mugged all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So he has a knife. Is that a knife?
I hope so. It's a shotgun.
Oh, yeah, it's a blazing shotgun.
Yeah.
It's blazing. Okay.
Is he supposed to be Killmonger?
Jamie. Maybe.
He kind of looks like him a little.
It kind of looks like he's got the strength of the Black Panther. Yeah, I think maybe if the lady or film person was looking in the same direction, it is throwing me off that she's looking at us. He's looking at there's something narratively that's not flowing well, and that's sometimes just turn the head a little bit. And it does change a lot of things. Not in this piece particular, but you find a lot of early artists will do usually like a passport sort of thing. So they'll do either head on or side on, because those are like super easy to do. And sometimes you can't break out of it unless someone tells you you're making passport photos. I love this. I love this render. If someone told me that they were doing a documentary and recreating, you know, a centurion from like, I don't know, ancient Rome or whatever, or ancient South Africa, dope, but beautiful, but the theme, what are they resisting?
It's a masterpiece. But I don't know. It's not relating to the theme though. It's a masterpiece. I love the work, but I don't know about the theme of resilience.
Yeah. Very well rendered. I would definitely go follow this person on Instagram and be like, I want to see more of your work. And also with I think it's one of those things why maybe 3D artists are reluctant to enter an art tournament like this, because you spend like a lot of time modeling and trying to get on model and make it look like, you know, your characters because you've designed them in your head. And then it's like, well, I don't care about the background details. You kind of just put like a solid color, and you've put so much effort into one aspect of character design that you haven't actually told the story. Which is in contrast to number 80, which you have here, where there's a lot of, this is like a David Goliath sort of thing. This person is being walloped. They're getting washed. They're being taken out to the Federal Reserve, and there's money laundering happening here.
Okay. It's not giving up though.
Yeah, they're not giving up. They've got multiple wounds here. Their armor is broken. There's like a disembodied hand. Jamie?
No, there's definitely some resilience happening. Like he has not given up.
Some resilience happening here.
Not given up.
I personally would have liked if they zoomed out a little bit. Because I think the crowd watching here, there's something humiliating about people watching you get beat down. It hit different, quite literally. Oh, the bonus one? How far? Okay, no. So we're going to 83. I was like, oh, the people just uploaded now. So this one, I think
another 3 for Jamie. Another 3.
It's a tree and a book. Isn't this like cannibalism?
Yeah.
Cannibalism? What's
That's
It's a
funny.
tree and a book at the same time. That's like having chicken and eggs in the same meal. Like you can pick, relax. The whole family here. You don't need to do all of that. I like it.
And the man is in meditative mood. The man is meditating.
Meditating this book that's also a tree.
Yeah.
There's a COVID umbrella from Cameroon. I love the fact that people from all over are submitting. Like definitely large population of Nigerians, South Africans, Angolans, Zimbabweans, South Africans, and so on and so forth. I may have repeated one of those in that list. And the last one, number 83, Trial by Fire. This is not quite a tree one. This is more a fire one.
Yeah.
But trees were involved.
Almost. Yeah, almost.
Almost.
No trees were harmed in the making of this art tournament. It was all digital.
Good to know.
So yeah, we've reached the end.
I think I like this one too. This
You
tells
like
to
this one?
resilience.
Tell me. No, give me your concise.
It tells to resilience. We can see the bushfire, but you see the tree still has the green foliage on it. So that's resilience.
Resisting against the
fire
fire?
around.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like an adult.
resilience.
Also a flower at the very top of it too.
Yeah, there's a flower there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Let me change
A flower blooming in a
Trial
trial.
by fire. Yeah, this I like this too. So
like that. Yeah.
Wow, like
You made me change
there's
my
been a
rating,
lot of
Lemmy.
Jamie.
I said you made me change my rating, Lemmy. Because I didn't
okay.
capture that it was I didn't capture that it was a bush. I didn't quite know what that
Yeah.
was. But I like, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
I like
it's biblical. It's the burning
It's
bush.
biblical.
yes, exactly. It's like the burning bush. Yeah.
Yeah.
The burning bush is a metaphor, but we'll get into that offline. Thank you so much for your time. People have been amazing. Thank you for taking time out of your day to look at these over 80 artworks from across the continent. Thank you, Comic-Con Africa, for hosting us. Definitely want a big shout out to the sponsors, Vortex Corp, Clip Studio, Paint, ArtStation. For those of you who have been watching, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, this has been the VX Art Tournament 2021. This is just the first round of just figuring out who we want to carry forward, who really stuck with the theme, whose artistic ability lent itself to telling a story. And for everyone entering and maybe wants to enter next year who's just seeing this for the first time, there were some prizes. We're not just doing this for the lulz. First prize is an all-expense paid trip to Comic-Con Africa 2022 in Johannesburg, in South Africa, with cash prizes of $2,000. Premium Clip Studio Paint software. Terms and conditions apply. Special, another thanks, Andy Kang, Lemmy Garepu, Jamie Boardnax, Shona Mills, as advertised. She had a family engagement and couldn't make it with us. And Rodrigo Lorenzo will be with us next time. He couldn't be here today. And thank you all in the comment sections and people watching live or watching later. We see you. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is not possible without you. We will see you soon for the next judging session. Stay tuned. Follow Comic-Con Africa. Follow Vortex Corp. Follow all of us. Andy Khan, Jamie Bornax, Black Girl Nerds, Lemmy Garoko, and myself, Buma Sugo. I don't know if I even introduced myself. Too late for that. Thank you so much. I will catch you next time.
Not too late. It's not
too late. Oh, I have been your host, Bill Masuku. I'm a comic book artist and writer from Zimbabwe. Am I doing this for fun? Who knows? But thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. It's not over. There's more stories to tell, more art to make, and more NFTs to mint. And we'll catch you on the flip.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, catch you on the rebound. Thank you.